I'm the editor-in-chief of TV Guide magazine and a huge Vampire Diaries fan, I'm not ashamed to admit. Well, every once in a while, I come up with a good idea. Every once in a while. So I've just got one question for you. Are you Team Damon? I could do this all day. You can get your very own copy of our special Comic-Con issue at the Warner Brothers booth, along with the other covers, Supernatural, Friends and the Big Bang Theory, and yes, they flip too. They'll also be on sale at newsstands after Comic-Con. Well, there's one thing you can say about the Vampire Diaries: the finales never disappoint. What a roller coaster. I was in tears, gasping for breath, and then suddenly, so was Elena. I mean, we all knew it was coming, but who knew it was coming like that? So here to explain it all, and believe me, we've got questions. We've got the cast as executive producers. So what do you say we bring them out? He sees dead people. Stephen R. McQueen, who plays Jeremy Gilbert. He was Elena's first love, Zach Rory, who plays Matt Diamond. He is a vampire who's got some serious explaining to do. Paul Wesley plays Stefan. She's going to be feeling a little bit different this fall. Nina Dobra plays Elena. He's the vampire with a broken heart. Ian Summerall plays Damon Salvatore. She's the evil genius behind all those plot twists, executive producer, Julie Platt. He's been a werewolf, a hybrid, and now I think he's a little bit possessed. Michael Torino plays Tyler Locke. He's the master plotter behind all of this, and your moderator for this afternoon, executive producer Kevin Williamson.
Welcome everybody. Oh my people. Thank you guys. Thank you. I remember we came back here. We were here season 1, and we hadn't launched yet. We hadn't been on the air, and we were in a smaller room, and they just showed our little pilot, and we were that little Twilight knockoff, which we were happy to be, let me tell you. And now, 4 years back, seeing all you guys, I mean, it's very emotional for us. I don't think I'm making that up. But we're back. Season 4 just got underway. We've been shooting for a week now. How does it feel to be back, guys?
Feels good. That's why it's only a week, so we're still in good moods. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
We're not 6 months in.
We're still refreshed. Still happy to see each other.
Haven't punched Ian in the face yet.
Not yet.
And we just got the second script, and it's pretty damn good.
Well, why don't we just jump in? I opened this up to Twitter, said please give me some questions. Help me out here, because I'm really stuck at moderating. And I got I had like 150 pages I printed out of Twitter questions. Wow. And so, you know, they range from everywhere. From I'm going to try to get to A to Z. So why don't we just jump right in? Let's just start with season 4. I think that was the main one. Where is this episode? Where is this season going? And I'm going to start with actually Julie Pleck and say, tease us, give us some stuff. Let us know what's in store for Elena, Delena, and Delena. Let us know.
Well, season 4, you know, we've been in the writer's room for a couple months now. We got a long stretch, more than usual, to prepare and think about it with all the writers. And one of the greatest things that we discovered while we were putting stories together is that everything just feels so fresh. It feels new. It feels familiar in all the right ways, and it feels different in all the best ways too. There's this wonderful core of character for everybody to explore. Everyone, obviously, Elena's going through a huge change, and Damon and Stefan are going to have to deal with that change with her and for her. But all the characters are really, as we gear up for the rest of a senior year towards graduation for the kids that don't go to school, then it's a lot of really good, deep, emotional, and twisted stuff. And so we're really psyched about it.
So, you know, now that we're in season 4, and we're sort of watching all these characters grow and evolve and who they started with and who they are today. You know, I'm staring right. Let's start right here.
Oh,
Tyler Lockwood. Tell me, season 1. Where is Tyler Lockwood from season 1 and who Tyler Lockwood is today? What did you think of him when he was in season 1? What did you think?
Well, all right. I mean, everybody in this room should know season 1 Tyler. Oh man, I even despised the character. He was just a douchebag. A complete a-hole, and then there was just no forgiving, there was no other quality about him. But I'll be honest with you, I did know in season 1 eventually, and it was in the books, that I was to become this werewolf, and I knew that was a plan all along. But to answer your question, now that we're in season 4, I've actually been really, really blessed. If you look, I've been 4 different characters. I mean, I was this douchebag jock who just beat up people for no reason. And in season 2, you know, I activated this werewolf trait, and so I had that to play with. Season 3, I become this hybrid, the first successful hybrid from Klaus. And now, I get to play around with.
Yeah, it's a season of changes, and you know, that's
Klaus.
something that I think is so interesting is that everything's changing. Like Julie just said, they're going the idea of their future in high school and what's all in store for them. And I think the one person who's having the biggest change is sitting right smack in the middle, Elena. What do you think? What do you think about Elena's journey this season? And what's going to be new about her? How are you approaching that role? Tell us a little bit about what it's going to be, what's in store for everyone with regard to Nina Dobrev and Elena.
Well, it's always kind of been, between the 2 characters, Elena and Catherine, it's always been fun for me to make them so different, because one was a vampire and she was bad, and then Elena was a girl and she was, you know, sweet Elena. So how do you make Elena the vampire version of herself that's different from Catherine but still true to her own? It's going to be tricky, and I'm going to be discovering it as we go along, and I think she's going to be defined by her experiences. You know, we all grow and become these people throughout our lives because of the experiences that we have, and I mean, Elena's had some pretty crazy experiences. A lot of near-death experiences. Now, actually, she dies and comes back as a vampire, and I think everything's going to be heightened, and she's constantly going to be struggling with herself and what she is now, and the fact that she never really wanted to be that.
Well, and now you get the triangle to the left and right of you. Now, Mr. Ian. Come on. You broke onto the scene in season 1 as the villain, and then in season 2, you sort of, you know, no matter how many people you killed, we sort of couldn't turn the audience against you to save our lives. We tried. We had the guy snap the neck of the brother of the main character, and you still love the guy. What's the story, this journey. What's your favorite part? Like this, you've got a journey. You went from good to bad to good to bad. You walk this balancing, this tightrope. What's that like? Where are you going this season? Tell us. Talk to us. What do you like? What do you like? What are you going to play?
Well, I mean, I think in the conversations that I've had with Julie, you know, these characters are wildly complex individuals that have spanned, you know, over a century of time. And Damon, you would have thought at 170 plus years old, would probably think before he does something. Still doesn't. He just doesn't. But this metamorphosis of this guy, I think, ultimately is, at this point, he tried. Season 2, he tried. He tried to do what everyone wanted him to do. He tried to be something everyone wanted him to be. And the bottom line is, he is not. He's not a nice guy. Yes, he has a heart at times. He's not. And the reality of it is, what Julie and I talked about, is this year was him saying, you know what? I did everything you wanted me to do. I tried everything you wanted me to try. And it didn't work. And I'm right. And this is who I am. This is what I am. If you don't like it, you can go yourself.
So, Mr. Ripper Man over there, how exactly how does that philosophy apply to Stefan? You know what I mean? You were a really good hero, and then you kind of went back to who you were born to be, which was this. You have this problem. Who are you this year?
I mean, I always, you know, lean towards the dark side. I mean, when I got to play the Ripper season 3, for me it was such relief in a way, because, you know, I felt like always season 1, season 2, Stefan was such a good guy, so good to a flaw, that I thought, well, there's no way that this could all be based in just the truth of Stefan. The truth of Stefan is he's so dark, and he's so twisted, and he's so dangerous, that he covers it up with this sense of goodwill. But in reality, the darkness is so intense that he doesn't know what to do with it, and so he just decides to rip people's heads off.
And bunnies.
And bunnies, mainly bunnies, which is really terrifying.
Okay, making his first Comic-Con appearance with us is Zach Warwick. So many questions for Matt Donovan. It's like, how do you feel being the last standing human being in Mystic Falls? Do you have health insurance? Are you surprised you're still alive?
See what we can do about that.
Tell us, talk to us. Is this the season of Matt?
I don't know if it's the season of Matt, but I think it's the season of Matt trying to stay a human. And whatever I have to do that, I'll do it. I'm proud to be the only human, though. I'm human? I see dead people, but I'm human.
I see the afterlife. No,
but you sleep with ghosts.
Cut me, do I not bleed?
But you know, I mean, I know a lot of what's to come, but I also know that, you know what, you're a very important person in this family of people, particularly to Elena. I mean, you are. What are you going to do to earn that this year?
I mean, I definitely.
I mean, she saved your life.
Yeah, I think Matt's probably thinking that. Overwhelming guilt right now. And how does he serve a purpose in all of this now? And I think knowing that Elena never wanted to be a vampire and would never want to cause harm to anyone else, that perhaps he might offer up his neck, arm, whatever parts of his body she wants to feed on. Whoa! Yeah, I mean, that's just me thinking in the future. I don't
Keep manifesting. Is Jeremy ever going to find love? Jeremy, huh? Everyone you love just dies, and they come back to haunt you, and then they die again.
Well, yeah, I have the kiss of death, and the one person that was able to resist that was Bonnie, and I feel like we were growing very close, and I betrayed her with a little necrophilia. You know, I don't know. That's it's interesting. You know, Jeremy's been going through this voyage, and you know, he's lost a lot of people, and he's failed to protect his sister, and contributed to the demise and her turning into a vampire. So I don't know if he's preoccupied, or maybe he will find love. That's up to you guys.
Now, you know, one of the things that I experience on my Twitter, and I think Julie experiences on her, like feedback from social media and the fans, is there's this whole Delena sort of
dilemma.
And Julie, How do you reconcile that at night when you're laying in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning?
When I'm having my nightly panic attacks, insomnia panic attacks at 3, 4, and 5 in the morning. You know, look, for every please let it go this way piece of feedback, I get another, oh no, please let it go this way piece of feedback. So what's great about what we've accomplished here together as a group is that we have people who care that much and who have opinions that are that strong that they really want it to go their way. And you know, I think about it, it's funny, it actually took me by surprise. I don't know if this is true for you too, but like, when I watch a sporting event and I'm rooting for one team, and then the other team kind of falls way behind, and I'm like, oh God, they look so sad over there on the bench. And then I start to say, you know what, everybody likes a good underdog story. And so then you start rooting for the other team, and then they catch up, and you're like, holy shit, this is so great, because they might actually win. And suddenly you want that to happen so much. And then if they do, then you feel bad for the guys that lost because they were ahead and then they lost and now they're sad, and it's just this spiral.
Because otherwise there's no game. There's always a winner or loser. There's no game.
I know, but
it's like our show.
It's difficult when you're dealing. For me, when I'm watching love triangles, I like to be able to root for both of them. I didn't know if I wanted Kelly to pick Brenda, Dylan, or Brandon. You know?
Salvatore sandwich.
That's why I say I'm Team Salvatore, because I'm really right there in the middle.
Ma'am, would you like lettuce and tomato in that sandwich?
Hey, Dina, you play Elena, now Elena's two different people. You play Catherine, your schedule is pretty grueling. What is the absolute worst part of doing your job?
Oh God.
Don't tell the truth.
No.
Honestly, yeah, I mean, there's nothing terrible about my job.
Ian, Paul,
The lack of sleep, maybe.
lack of sleep. It's a grueling schedule, guys. Come on.
It's the cookies. It's the cookies and
That's
catering.
true.
It's these shirtless scenes that you have to do, and then there's like all these cookies at lunch, and you just want to eat them.
What's the best part of doing the job?
The cookie.
The best part of doing our job.
Relationships. Who character-wise, like if you could just talk to Julie right now and say, this is who I want to kiss, this is who I want to jump in bed with in a storyline, and this is who I want to have sex with. Well, who would it be? Are you volunteering, Steven?
I push this storyline for a long
Steven,
time, but I want to see Matt kind of. He doesn't have a mom. He's seeking some motherly advice. He's also yearning for some physical connection. I think that Sheriff Forbes might be a great.
I want to jump in bed with Elijah.
There was a really hot nurse in one of the episodes.
I think Damon and Stefan
Elena, who have you not kissed yet that you would kind of like to lip lock with?
Come on,
I
Elena.
haven't, because
Yeah, exactly. No.
between the two characters, I feel like I've made out with everyone in the cast.
Elena gets around.
He does get around.
Not your brother. You make out with
I think Catherine should hook up with Elijah.
That would be kind of cool. Hot little hookup.
That'd be cool.
Because they're both strong. They can just beat the crap out of each other. Like throw each other around, and it would be cool. You'd have fun writing that.
Wild.
Yes, I would.
By the way, the joke was, even though all of us joking, and those cookies are brutal,
I'm telling you.
but the best part of our frickin' job is this. This is the best part of our job.
So, Pop, what's your favorite scenes of last year? The number one question I got actually was ask them what their favorite scene was to shoot last year. Like, what was their favorite?
I really liked episode 10 because I went from getting kicked around a bunch and I shot a crossbow and chopped someone's head off. Like that was very
That was a traumatic episode with Jeremy.
Huh?
It was a traumatic episode with Jeremy.
You looked real cool with that crossbow on set, dude.
Thank you. I actually I carried it around everywhere. I went to Crafty with it.
Crossbow.
I brought it to bed.
That's funny.
It was so not fun.
I love the underwater stuff. What did you do the
Oh
underwater
yeah.
stuff?
Which?
With Zach. Zach and I had some cool underwater stuff.
And then Paul tried
And
to
then, oh yeah.
surface.
And then I decided to save you instead. It's because you're so pretty.
Nina made a funny comment earlier. Someone asked her, said, what was the best part of last season? She goes, I really love the underwater death stuff. And to hear that come out of that mouth, just randomly, and you hear it, you think, wow, that's pretty dark.
No, it's cool because you feel like you're doing like a big action movie or something, and you've got the cars are under the water. You've got all the crew members, like everyone's in suits, and they've got the tanks. And
Meanwhile, we're in a swimming pool.
good. Okay. We were in like a police training, Navy place, and it was pretty badass. I kind of felt like a badass doing it. Okay.
Well, it feels badass because right? It feels badass because on a television show, I mean,
You don't normally get to do that kind of stuff.
But also too, this is not a small television show. This is a very big, high production value television show, and so what we have access to, well, our equipment, what we have on a daily basis is what a gigantic feature film has on their set. So there is a lot of equipment that we have, and sort of when you show up at work every morning, you feel like you're on a $50 million feature. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, for a $10 budget. So my favorite scene to watch was, for two reasons. One for story and one for what went into it for everybody was the vigil, the candlelight vigil for Mr. Lark. So,
So cute.
because I loved it, you know, I loved it as a character goodbye, obviously. It was really poetic and really beautiful, but I also loved what each of these guys brought into it, because you could see the emotion of them struggling to not break character and to give this beautiful goodbye to their, you know, their friend and their brother.
I don't want to blow up his spot, but Matt Davis told me that when he walked out, we were shooting, and he saw everybody standing there, and it was like one of his last episodes. He got tears in his eyes, like
It was a very
genuine moment, you know, for him.
It was super emotional.
Not to like bring it down or anything.
Yeah. Where is Matt Davis?
Matt Davis, where are you?
He's in the audience.
I thought he was out in the audience.
Oh, he's right there. There he is.
What do you think?
Now I made you guys look the. All that heads just like turned really quick.
You're not
We'll
Matt
find
Davis.
him. We will find him.
I think, you know what, why don't we open it up to the audience?
Yeah.
And let's bring Dad back out here for the editor-in-chief of TV Guide. And let's do some Q&A.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin Williamson, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, let's start with the audience questions. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say the EW cover magazine was so hot. But I'm expecting the next one to be steamier.
Yeah. I'll take care of it at TV Guide, no worries.
Yeah.
My question's for Julie. I ran into you a while ago, and we joked about how whether you would write yourself into the show as a love interest, but you said you knew the boys way too well to ever want to be a love interest. But I feel like we don't know the cast well enough, so I was wondering if you could go down the row and say something we don't know about the cast.